I think a really good moment is when I'm outside of my comfort zone, that I'm being pushed and pulled in new ways. My heart's racing, my skin's a little bit clammy. In the back of my head, there's a voice saying, I don't know if you should be doing this. And then there's a voice in the front of my head saying, go for it, go all the way. And I'm being challenged with either what I think or what I know or what I feel. And that challenge pushes me into a new place where I'm changed and I'm transformed. I love those moments. Those are the moments that make me feel alive. My name is Bryce Baca. I'm from Southwest Colorado, a little town called Pagosa Springs, and I'm a director of edification and philanthropy with Edify. My job is very fun because I get to spend time with people and walk with them through moments of transformation with Jesus. And so I've been able to do that all over my town, all over my community, and in various parts of the world. Over the past year, I began to hear stories of the followers of Jesus in Guatemala. The stories were so remarkable, and I wanted to see firsthand what was happening.
God is definitely moving in Guatemala, and you may see it through small things like the children's smiles. You may see it through many communities becoming less dangerous, and you may see it because people is becoming more empathetic.
I've found in my life that taking a little step of faith into the work that God is doing often leads to a pretty wild adventure. So this trip would involve a couple examples of this. Together with a few dear friends of mine, we would go to Guatemala to learn from Edify's Guatemala team about the ways that God is moving there. Edify is an amazing organization that works with educational entrepreneurs to improve and expand Christ-centered education in 14 countries around the world. And Guatemala is one of those countries, and we are so excited to see how God is working here this week. But we also wanted to be able to support this work through an adventure of our own. Guatemala is home to one of the most active volcanoes on Earth, Volcán de Fuego. And I thought that I might just have enough crazy friends that would want to run the trail leading up to the summit with me. And we would use this opportunity as a fundraiser.
So you guys are going to be running a volcano up. I mean, not just hike it, you want to run it up.
Yeah.
Or at least run to it and then hike it up fast.
Okay. Hiking it without stopping.
Yes.
All right, that's challenging enough.
Typically in an adventure like this, we would have, prepared by knowing things like how far are we going to run? Is there water along the route? How many hours is this going to take? But knowing these things would mean there was available information about the route beforehand. We knew that the volcanoes were really tall, and we knew that they were spewing out lava. So we decided to make some educated guesses and rely on a healthy amount of optimism to carry us to the top.
Then how far are we going today?
7.8 on the dot.
A good ways. We're gonna be sore with that distance.
3.2. 6 miles.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be cool. This is gonna be 11.5 miles. I think there's 6 towns and like 9,000 vertical, I think maybe. And then we're gonna camp tonight.
8 miles and about 8,000 vertical.
I have no idea.
I'm just following them.
We do know a few things though. First, we'll be running up an active volcano on a route that is not well maintained. In fact, our guides told us that no Americans have ever really been taken up this particular trail. It was only known by the locals. And second, we're going to be doing this as a team, meaning we're going to do this super difficult thing together, leaving no one behind. We're stoked for the adventure, nervously excited about the unknowns, really excited about being able to play a small part in God's work here in Guatemala.
My dream for Guatemala is a huge dream. When I joined Edify, we had 20 schools. We are serving now 172 schools. And when you see the changes that are taking place in the schools, when you see that the school proprietors are really committing to teach about the Bible, to teach about God, to teach about Jesus, that brings hope to me.
Mi nombre es Norma Elizabeth Rodríguez Argueta de Roquel y a mí me apasiona la educación, servir, ayudar a la gente. Tengo mucha paciencia para hacer eso. Inicié apoyando la educación a raíz de ver la necesidad en este pueblo de que se necesitaba un establecimiento cristiano.
Sí, el colegio fue iniciativa de los líderes de la iglesia evangélica Betlehem. Mis padres fueron analfabetos y yo terminé la primaria, pero entendí la gran importancia de la educación.
Christ-centered education, it's God's secret weapon for transformation. Something that we have noticed is that non-Christian families are sending their kids to Christ-centered schools. Transformation will start with this kid. This kid will bring Jesus Christ into his family. So the family is going to embrace another culture. And when they get out with friends or the extended families, they are going to see something different in them. So they are also going to be transformed. And they will take this message to their own families, and little by little, this transformation will be expanding until the whole community is transformed. Then this community to another community, to a country, to a region, and finally in a new Guatemala, because it starts with one kid and it will end with a whole country.
Still feeling good. I like this part.
I believe that God invites me to trust Him through the work that Edify is doing, specifically in the relationships that we have. What's cool is that we have relationships with people in the United States, people here in Guatemala. We have relationships with people all over the world. From students to CEOs, we've got relationship with people. And that transformation that happens in all these lives doesn't depend on us. It's up to Him. And we have the opportunity to be His hands and feet. When you're invited into God's family, there's a commonality that you begin to share with people all around the world. There's a beauty in getting to dwell with fellow believers because I have a connection with them immediately. We speak different languages, we live in different places, but we share the same heart. And so now we have this common story that we get to share of God moving in our lives and changing us to build His kingdom here on earth. Dependency in these situations is that we trust where He's going. And right now, He's improving and expanding Christ-centered education around the world. And so that's where we are, and that's what we're doing. Both on the days where it is really fun and exciting, but also the days that are really challenging.
Of course, we have very hard days.
Actualmente en esta comunidad que nosotros atendemos hay muchos jóvenes y niños de hogares que han sido destruidos por infidelidad o por el fallecimiento de alguno de los padres o simplemente porque viajó al extranjero a tener una mejor vida y se olvidó de sus hijos, y eso ha afectado mucho a nuestros chicos. Mi esposo era un hombre muy temeroso de Dios y que le gustaba servir. Él servía en otros ministerios, le gustaba ayudar a pastores, a niños, y que él me inculcó el servir al Señor y poder ayudar a otros. Hemos servido por 20 años. Hace 4 meses mi esposo falleció. Ha sido muy difícil, pero la pregunta ha sido no por qué te lo llevaste, sino para qué. Yo sé que Dios tiene planes perfectos y no tengo por qué reclamar, pero yo pienso que el Señor me ha permitido tantas etapas tan difíciles porque yo puedo hoy entender a toda esta juventud. Hay muchos de ellos que han perdido a sus padres y no encuentran consuelo. Y hoy pues yo soy una mujer viuda y hoy sé que el Señor me va a usar con mujeres viudas y huérfanos. Aún no tengo las fuerzas para poder hacerlo, pero sé que lo voy a hacer porque Dios me ha estado fortaleciendo y la única manera en que yo puedo salir de estas etapas ha sido porque he buscado al Señor. Mi refugio y mi consuelo ha sido el Señor.
God is the same yesterday, today, and forever in all places. I think what's really cool about being in relationship with God and trusting on Him fully is that if it's not up to us and if it's all dependent on Him, that anything is possible, that we can dream big dreams because He's in it. It's like if you go a little bit further on the trail, you're gonna see a mountain that not many people have seen. Relationally, I think of that too. It's like we have such a finite time on this earth with people, and sometimes we stay in that comfort zone, but if we just push a little bit more, if we ask that question that maybe that person doesn't get asked, that to me is the place that I like to be. I like to be right outside of what's normal. I feel that way because that's where I see God working. He's transforming people in these moments that aren't normal, that are a little bit further than what we're used to.
El amor de Jesús cambia vidas y eso estoy segura de eso. Yo se lo enseño a los maestros, se lo enseño a los niños. En el caso de los alumnos que nosotros atendemos, estoy segura que ellos pueden hacer cambios muy trascendentales en las organizaciones a donde vayan. ¿Por qué? Porque acá se les ha enseñado el respeto, el amor a Dios. Y sé que ellos que están siendo luz en bancos, en establecimientos de ventas, diferentes maneras. Edify ha sido bien importante para el colegio. Me siento muy segura de las capacitaciones que ellos han dado a los directores y ellos han replicado en los maestros y eso a mí me tiene tranquila porque sé que estamos enseñando del Señor a nuestros estudiantes.
When I see Norma's work with the school, I can see the connection between my vision for the country and her vision for her community. It's like walking in parallel, me and her, because the things that she is dreaming for her school, I am dreaming for my country. Opportunities.
Todo lo que nosotros queremos alcanzar debe de estar bajo la dependencia del Señor. Mi oración es que mis jóvenes no se alejen del Señor, que su centro sea el Señor y que ellos se esfuercen por ser mejores personas. Y mi oración es que de acá salgan las mejores familias futuras para poder tener una comunidad y un país en paz.
We got up early, it's about 4 a.m. and we're gonna begin our hike up the second volcano, Acatenango.
Sticks, some good layers, and the way up is gonna be warm as soon as we start walking.
Yeah.
It's gonna be chilly when we stop.
I would encourage someone to step into what God's inviting them into. I would look at the things in your life that make you a little bit uncomfortable. And maybe it's asking some of those bigger questions. Like, even asking who is God, asking where has he been in my life? Those are scary questions. And I think that if you want to find him, you have to look just a little bit further than where you've found comfort. The work that Edify is doing is just one way we can see God moving. There are so many things that God is doing in this world, and so if there's an opportunity to be a part of what he's doing, go after it, because wherever he's at, whatever he's doing, that's where we want to be. We don't want to be anywhere else.
What could happen if they look?
What could happen if they look? I don't know, but I know it's going to be good.
Vamos a